On to this now. Tumelo Madlala's time on the stand is nearing its end, with the state expected to re-examine him today. Madlala has been giving evidence as one of the people who were in the house when Senzo Meyiwa was killed back in October of 2014. Our reporter Linda Mnisi is at the court and he joins us live now. Linda, good morning to you. So the state is going to re-examine its own witness. You'll tell us perhaps what areas they feel that they need to touch on with him. But as a witness, overall, did the defense do its best to try and discredit him?
If you ask me about the lawyer for accused number 5, many legal analysts say that her job really, in as far as this witness is concerned, is trying to place, seeing whether the witness will place her client at the scene at the time and whether or not he was carrying the gun, whether he was the person that shot Senzo Meyiwa, or if he was even at that particular place. And as we've heard, he's told the court that he wasn't there and hasn't seen him. He's quite surprised to find him in the witness box, and there's a belief only that that's where Advocate Mshololo's job was done in terms of exonerating her client in as far as Tumelo Madlala's testimony is concerned. Now, if you speak also to other analysts, they'll tell you that she's gone beyond, her duty here and gone to prove to the court and trying to prove to the court that he's an unreliable witness. You look at, his evidence that's now contradicted by not only the post-mortem, but the account of a neighbor who wrote a statement, and in that statement detailed how Senzo Meyiwa was facing inside the house at the time, meaning that Tumelo's version is contradicted, that he was in fact facing the wall and had pinned the second intruder against the wall. The postmortem seems to agree with that notion by the neighbor, saying that the entry wound of that bullet was at the front and the bullet exited through the back. So the state then has a responsibility now to try and clarify everything that casts doubt on his testimony and try to clarify certain issues. You'll remember, re-examination is not an opportunity for the witness to bring in new evidence. It's just to clarify on some points that he made that were cross-examined and that may have brought doubt to his statement, just for the court to note those, to give a further explanation and not necessarily introduce new evidence. New evidence was led through evidence in chief by the state, because he is indeed the state's witness. So the person who would lead evidence in chief would be the state itself. So in terms of covering ground, then we'll hear perhaps at the end of this trial what the judge makes of Tumelo Madlala's testimony and how weighty it will be when it comes to the judgment, because the onus really lies on the state to prove beyond reasonable doubt, that the 5 men who are in that dock are the ones who in fact killed Senzo Meyiwa. The responsibility then of the defense in defending their clients would be to cast that doubt, right? To cast that doubt, and we'll see with other witnesses what happens. Another responsibility for the state is to corroborate the evidence that's already been given. We've heard about, the integrity of the crime scene itself. We've now gotten light in terms of what could have happened inside of the house. Although Tumelo Madlala says he did not see who pulled the trigger, one then wonders if the other witnesses who will come to take the stand will give more light in terms of who pulled the trigger. He's placed Kelly Khumalo, Zandi Khumalo and their mother in the lounge where they had been fighting and scuffling with the intruder that had the gun. And he says, well, according to him, he's speculating at that point, saying that according to him, the shot may have been fired by the intruder. But will this be corroborated by either Zandi Khumalo or Kelly Khumalo, who may or may not come to this court?
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for that comprehensive update. Thanks indeed for your time. All right, we're going to have to see how long that re-examination is going to last for, but also importantly, who will the next witness be?